A lot of people aren't too happy with Kawhi Leonard right now. We gotta talk about that. We gotta also talk about the fact that there was clearly something in the water during the NBA Draft Combine. We gotta talk about that, but not only those things, we also gotta talk about the resurgent season that Gordon Hayward is having, plus a few other games. With all of that out the way though, what is up guys? It's me, Zachary. How y'all doing today? Hope you're all having a fantastic day no matter what part of the world you might be watching from. You guys already know the drill. Make sure that you go ahead and destroy that like button, as it does help the channel grow. But not only that, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel with post notifications turned on so you don't miss out on more videos like this every Monday through Friday. That is 5 days a week. And that's enough talking though. Let's just get into everything that we gotta talk about today. Let's go, let's get it. People aren't too happy with Kawhi Leonard right now. Not at all. As we were notified last night that today Kawhi Leonard will not play in the Los Angeles Clippers game against the Milwaukee Bucks. He will be sitting out due to rest or load management for the second time this year. And I can understand exactly why people will be upset about that. This was a preview for what could be the NBA Finals matchup, the Clippers versus the Bucks, two teams that are favored to come out of their conferences. And not only do we not get to see Paul George play, but we also don't get to see Kawhi Leonard play. This game went from the must-see game of the night to a game that a lot less people are going to tune into now. So people are upset. They're not happy. Kawhi Leonard, we're only 8 games into the season. This is the second time you've been sitting out. At this rate, you're gonna sit out after every 3 games. Only gonna play 75% of the season. And you're getting paid max money. And you're perfectly healthy right now. You have no injuries. Why is Kawhi Leonard sitting out? That's what a lot of people are upset about. And like I said, I get it, it makes sense. But here's the thing, Kawhi Leonard has his side of this story too. And he let us know exactly what that was recently after the first time that he set out, when he said, "It's from my past experience of being hurt and not being able to play. I want to make sure everything is right from the next day or the next game. I just want to be able to walk and still be strong when I'm done playing this game." Let me translate that for people. Kawhi Leonard essentially said, I'm not going to mess up my body for anyone else. Anyone. And he was talking about the owners. He's talking about management, coaches, other players in the league for some reason. He's talking about us, the fans, the media, whoever you want to talk about, he's talking about that person. He says, I'm not going to mess up my body for anyone. Period. And the reason why is because Kawhi Leonard is thinking of his future. He's got a couple of young kids. He's got a couple of really young kids. And he's talking about when he's done playing this game in 5, 10, 15, however long Kawhi Leonard decides he wants to play this game, he doesn't want to be able to not play with his kids and not keep up with his kids because he destroyed his body playing basketball. Sure, basketball brought him money. Money is important, but money is not everything, right? So with that being said, even though I'm deeply hurt that I won't get to see the Los Angeles Clippers really take on the Milwaukee Bucks tonight, that was a game that I was really looking forward to this week. I was really looking forward to that. I can respect Kawhi's decision, and I can respect it even more when you consider the fact that this man did the same thing last year. This is nothing new. Last year, you only played 60 games. Last year, you played 60 games for the Toronto Raptors. He set out about 20-ish games. He's probably going to do the same exact thing this year. But I'm fine with that. Do you know why? Because he won the championship, didn't he? Now, if Kawhi Leonard set out 20 games, only played 60 games, and the Raptors were suffering because of that, this would be a different discussion. I'd be like, he's holding out on his teammates. I'd be like, he's damaging the organization. He's really not giving the organization their money's worth. But if he's winning you a championship at the end of the day, you can't say anything, can you? If he's bringing you championships, getting you to the finals, getting you far in the playoffs, you really can't say much, can you? Because at the end of the day, when it matters, he's getting the job done. Taking care of his body at the same time, though. We've seen 3 players already this year get busted by the NBA for roiding up, for taking some illegal substances. A couple of them were young guys. Speaking of young guys, I hope none of these guys get tested because there was clearly something in the water during the NBA draft combine that is allowing them to come in here and play like they're freaking all-stars. To see all these rookies just dropping 30 points. Every night it's another rookie. I'm not quite sure what's going on here, and that's why I think there had to be something in the water during the NBA draft combine. Last night, Devontae Graham, the rookie, scored 36 points in the Hornets' 122-120 overtime win over the Indiana Pacers. Now, I'm not very impressed with this win because there was no Miles Turner or Domantas Sabonis for Indiana, and of course, there was also no Victor Oladipo. So we're talking about 3 of the Pacers' best players sitting out, so I'm not impressed with this win for these Charlotte Hornets, but I am impressed with this rookie Devontae Graham. I've been impressed with him since day one, actually. So far this year, he's averaging 17 points per game, only shooting about 42% from the field, so not the best, but also not the worst. But here's the kicker. Dude's shooting 46% from 3. He's a better 3-point shooter than he is anything else. And the amount of rookies that we have seen coming into the league doing similar things to this year from this draft class is asinine. It's ridiculous. It's too many of them. We got Devontae Graham. They also got another one in the Hornets. Washington, I like that guy. Kendrick Nunn, Tyler Herro, Pascal, Hachimura, Morant, Barrett. There are also some others. And that's not to mention that we still haven't even seen Zion Williamson play in the actual NBA, not in the preseason. There was something in the water at the draft combine. Rookies dropping 30-point games left and right. Rookies shooting better than 50% from 3. Rookies shooting better than 50% from the field. I can only imagine the type of things, the type of records that will be broken by Zion Williamson this year when he returns. This isn't normal. Real quick though, some other games we gotta talk about was the Denver Nuggets destroying the Miami Heat. This was just one of those games for Miami. 109-89, the final score. We gotta see how Miami is going to respond tomorrow versus the Suns. That should be a very good game between 2 of the more surprised teams of the season. One thing I do want to talk about for the Nuggets though is that they're 5-2 on the year, which is about what we'd expect them to start off. But the thing is, Nikola Jokic still hasn't even got it going yet. He's still got to get going because he has not been playing like Nikola Jokic so far this year. He's only averaging 15 points, just under 10 rebounds, and 6 assists this year. This was a guy that was supposed to be the MVP candidate, and he's going to be an MVP candidate. He's going to get better. He's going to start playing better at some point. And the Nuggets are still looking really good without him. Their defense is even better than it was last year when it was surprisingly good. So that should also help put into perspective how good I think they're going to be once Nikola Jokic does get it going. The Los Angeles Lakers came back and beat the Chicago Bulls. The Lakers were down like 15 to 20 points for mostly this entire game. And in the fourth quarter, they came back and got the 118-112 win over the Chicago Bulls. LeBron James turning in his 3rd straight triple-double, 30 points, 11 assists, and 10 rebounds. Kyle Kuzma also playing well, this only being his 3rd game of the season since coming back from that injury that he suffered during the preseason. He had 11 points in the fourth quarter. Chicago, I'm questioning your head coach. You allow a massive comeback by the Lakers at your place when Anthony Davis isn't even playing well, and you lose like this. And not only that, I'm questioning some of the decisions that he's been making. For example, sometimes there are games where Lauri Markkanen is just not focused enough in the offense. I'm wondering if that has to do with the coaching. And then I'm also wondering, why is Coby White coming off the bench behind Thomas Satoransky? Is that the coaching as well? Of course that's the coaching. And I have nothing against Thomas Satoransky. I think he's a great backup point guard in this NBA. But I'm just saying, if you're the Chicago Bulls, you're not winning games. Looking really like you're not going to make the playoffs this year. Let's just be honest here, especially if he's going to continue the coaching. And you have this guy who is a perennial backup in the NBA starting over the guy that you hope to be the point guard of your future in Coby White. Instead of having him develop this starting chemistry with guys like Lauri Markkanen, Wendell Carter Jr., Zach LaVine, you have him coming off the bench behind Thomas Satoransky. Is it just me, or does that not make sense? This guy, Trae Young, I'm trying to tell y'all, he's something special. Comes back, first game off the ankle injury, and leads the Hawks to a 108-100 win versus the Spurs. Let me tell you guys something. 28 points in the second half. 28 of his 29 points in the second half to go along with 13 assists in the game that the Hawks were playing without John Collins. And also, the Hawks are now 3-1 when Trae Young plays. And keep in mind that the one loss that they suffered was when Trae Young played and got injured against the Philadelphia 76ers. They were right in that game with the Sixers until Trae Young got hurt. Then it was just a steamroll by the Philadelphia 76ers. The Oklahoma City Thunder sent the Orlando Magic to yet another loss. 102-94 the final score in this one. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander continues to play great on the season. 26 points. Chris Paul also chipping in 20 points. The Magic 2-5 on the year now after making the playoffs last year. I have a question for the Orlando Magic. Are you guys trying to make the playoffs? Or are you trying to develop young talent? Because I'm not sure, and can't tell, and I don't think anyone can tell. Because you have guys on this roster who you would think you would only sign back to be trying to make the playoffs. I'm talking about Nikola Vucevic. I'm talking about Terrence Ross. You brought those guys back this summer thinking that you're going to make the playoffs, but then you're starting to develop Markelle Fultz. You're starting to develop Jonathan Isaac. You want to develop Mo Bamba. I'm not sure what's going on in Orlando. And for the last thing that we have to talk about today, Gordon Hayward is back. Yo, I was tired of all the slander that Gordon Hayward was suffering through last year and even over this offseason, of people forgetting that this guy was coming off one of the most gruesome ankle injuries that I have ever seen. And not to mention, after coming back from an ankle injury, he didn't have a summer to practice. He didn't have a summer to get back in his shape. No, he was, I'm healthy. Oh good, the NBA season's just about to start. Get in there. That's not a very good warm-up for anyone coming off an ankle injury. And then you saw the results of that last year with the Boston Celtics, but that's not happening anymore. Gordon Hayward is back. 39 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists on 85% shooting, 17 of 20 from the field in the Celtics 119-113 win over the Cleveland Cavaliers. And this isn't just me overreacting to one games for those of you who haven't been following the Boston Celtics. No, he's been doing this all season long. So far, dude averaging 20 points on 50% shooting from the field and 50% shooting from 3, 7.5 rebounds, 4.3 assists. They're using him as a playmaker out there. He's looked phenomenal for the Boston Celtics, and it shows because their record is 5-1. You know, there's been a lot of talk about all the other really good teams in the league so far this season. I haven't seen that many people talking about the Boston Celtics. I think we've all been sleeping on the Boston Celtics a little. They're 5-1. That though is going to lead us to the player of the day, the portion of the video where you guys have the opportunity to vote for who you think was the best player in the league last night by clicking the little eye icon in the top right hand corner of the video. And here are today's nominees. First up, you got Gordon Hayward and his 39 points, 8 assists, and 7 rebounds, followed by Devontae Graham and his 36 points and 6 assists, Trae Young and his 29 points and 13 assists, LeBron James in his third straight triple-double with 30 points, 11 assists, and 10 rebounds, or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and his 26 points. Yesterday, the player of the day was of course none other than Devin Booker and his 40 points in the Suns win over the Sixers on 15 of 19 shooting from the field. And that though is going to do it for everything that we gotta talk about today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and smack that like button, as well as make sure that you are subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on more videos like this every Monday through Friday. You guys already know that you are the real MVPs, but until tomorrow, keep getting the buckets, Team SDC, and I'm out of here. Peace!